This is Brian Howlett with Pro Video Coalition and with Bob from Blackmagic, and we're going to talk a little bit about DaVinci Resolve 15. So you guys decided to add Fusion to DaVinci Resolve. Why do something like that?
Yeah, so this way, last year we added the Fairlight audio and we started talking about collaborative workflow between editing, color, and audio. Well, by putting the visual effects in there, now you can have everybody working in the same program, so it's really easy to move between and collaborate. But more importantly, we're now giving some tools to editors that they may not have wanted to try before, and by adding some templates for people to add some quick effects, they can actually get in there and do some extra visual effects type stuff really easily. Like I just fired up the software for the first time right now, and yet I go in here and I look around. I'm like, well, let's see, what do we have? Here's a lens flare. I got different choices of flares, so I can just grab one real easily, and then we can get in and start playing with them. And you actually can adjust the flares real easily. You can see it sort of in real time, and it makes it easier to go back onto the edit side because you can just send it out to back to the timeline, and then it'll pop there on the timeline in the edit side, and here I have it. Now, as awful as that is, I don't know that I would do it that way, but I'm just saying that's how easy it is to go in, try some kind of effect, even if you want to go in particles or the shaders, there's a whole bunch of effects that we've put in there that now give editors and everybody else real easy access to just throw it into a project quickly.
And a big thing is, like, Fusion used to be one shot, you make those effects and you get out of Fusion, bring another shot. Now you can see, multiple shots to see the whole timeline, right?
Well, that's the thing. You can do a lot of different things in terms of adding different effects, but the fact that you can just kind of go in, you do something, then you can go back onto the edit timeline. It's there, and you're not having to import and export out of tools. So this way, you're just in the one app, and I think that's really great, because if I go over to the color page, now I could actually color correct this lens flare to make it better if I want. And adjust that, go back to the Fusion tab, maybe play around with it somehow, and change, where's the strength, and I can get in and just play around with all the different tools, but then I can see the results immediately the edit side, or I can go over to Fairlight and make sure the audio hits with the flare. So it's just one way to get around everything, but so a one-man band guy can just do a little bit of everything, right? But then also, if you have collaborative workflow, then you have people that are working on specific tools, and this way they can send to let everybody know, because they work on the same timeline. They can say, oh, lens flare's finished, check it out. Okay, yeah, I see it. They look at it. I'm going to accept it. Hey, it's because we have this little instant messaging, and we can tell, hey, colorist, hey, can you put a little a blue tint to this for me? Yeah, okay, great. So it kind of works for all people. People that are just kind of starting out and wanting to dip their toe into visual effects versus people that already have separate departments, but they can all work on the same app.
And then another thing in the edit page is multiple timelines.
Yeah.
You have no idea, this is huge. Multiple timelines for someone who wants to go through their B-roll and then do their story later, or vice versa. Now you can click and drag or cut and paste and without closing one timeline and opening another.
Yeah, that's right. And when you can compare the two timelines and go in between them, and it just gives people just more tools. I mean, we even added subtitles. So now you can add subtitles and you import subtitles. And then when you export, you can either embed them so that they're in the frame, or, burn them in, embed them into the file, or send out a separate file for subtitles too. So this way, you can have, as you say, multiple timelines, compare them, and I think there are, 250 new items that we put in here, and the more you talk about them, the more oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I mean, there's just so many. As a matter of fact, the video that we have online is 15 minutes long because it takes that long to explain everything.
And this is, DaVinci Resolve 15's in beta now.
Yeah, so it went live right now, so people can download it now. There's a free version as well as the paid studio version, which is $2.99.
And you can get it right now. All right.
Go to blackmagicdesign.com.
There you go, guys. Thank you.